food?
Yes.
All right, I'm in, buddy. I'm in.
When GMA Life returns, Deals and Steals.
Plus Reese Witherspoon.
Totally unexpected. This is Search, the new show, the only show revealing the top searches of the day in real time.
So let's get right to it. Maya, what are people searching for right now?
Come on now, we all do it,
Right, we all search breaking news, sports, pop culture.
A real housewife caught up in a real spy scandal.
Let's get to this story that's now blown up online
So take a break from scrolling just for a few minutes
and see what's being searched right here, streaming every day,
breaking at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Eastern Time on ABC News Live.
Welcome back to GMA Life. Deals and Steals, delivering in more ways than one. We've got big savings for your home, plus free shipping, Billy. How about that? Okay, so we're starting. We got two fun things right here. Billy's the real prize, but unfortunately, he is not available, America. But you've got the bed jet, and that is the easiest way to attach to the bottom of your bed. You can either use it in the center, use it on the side for a particular person, and with that remote control, you can control either a cool stream of air or a warm stream of air, depending on whether or not you sleep hot or cold, to be able to have the perfect temperature. And because that remote control stays with you, you set it to the temperature that you want, and it will adjust through the night depending on your own body temperature. So one of the easiest ways to get a good night's sleep. Plus, it works with any size or type of mattress. Sets up in just a couple of minutes. Easy to use. 50 off plus
free shipping.
You got it. And then we got a double here with you, because not only do we have the bed jet, but we also have this NOLA mattress. This is a really great one. It is one of their hybrid mattresses that is loaded with benefits. So it's an incredibly comfortable night's sleep. There's 3 different levels of firmness for you to be able to choose from plush, luxury firm, which is what this one is, the midway, or firm. It's also got this pressure relieving targeted support to be very comfortable. You see, he could just fall right asleep. We've got from twin to California king, all of these from NOLA, 50 off plus Billy, there you go. He's not too tired to say that. Thank you, Billy. We're coming over here to Green Life. We've got these great sets of cookware. It's an 18-piece set. What I love is that you've got these stay cool handles. It's a soft grip, comfortable to hold, tempered glass lids so that you can see exactly what's going on in there without releasing the heat. Beautiful different colors to be able to choose from. The full 18-piece set, $65 plus free shipping. Then we're coming here to Dura Living, which is all about organization in the kitchen with these really great glass storage containers. These are great for meal prep, and you can go from freezer into the oven with obviously just the glass container. Plus we've got all of these forged steel precision knives from Dura Living as well. Cutting boards, we got you covered with everything for the kitchen. Every set is 50 off plus free shipping. Then a really fun one for the kitchen. This is Finamill, and it is going to be the easiest spice grinder that you've ever owned. It's beautiful to look at. And then just right here, imagine you want to I know I'm making a mess, but it's just showing you that with one hand and one finger, you grind a precise amount. Since it's fun to use, I like a little extra pepper, but the pod that's here could be filled with pepper, salt, any spice that you want, and they look really good on the counter. So whether you put it in the kitchen or leave it on the dining room table, everyone's going to be able to spice as they wish. The sets are 50 off plus free shipping. And then finally, this is a really cool one. So if you have a standard size door, no tools needed for installation, and you want to be able to let the air flow in, the cool air flow in, but keep the bugs out, you've got this very easy to use screen door. And what's great is that this right here is all magnetized, so it will shut after you walk out. Great, so if kids are running through the house, great if pets are running, if you're carrying something and don't have a hand available to be able to close the door. This is a really great, convenient one to have. It's also very renter friendly, great for apartments where you don't want to attach anything that's going to be a problem or get you into trouble. This one right here, 80,000 positive reviews. It's $15. All of the options, 15 to 25 plus free shipping. All of these deals, you can find them at gmadeals.com, or that QR code on the screen will take you there. Now, let's head over to Lori.
Thank you, Tori. And now it's time for the right stuff. We've got some products that will help you beat the summer heat with a frozen treat. So let's start with an at-home ice cream machine with all the bells and whistles. The Ninja Creamy Scoop and Swirl Soft Serve Ice Cream Machine. This is like the original, which went viral for turning virtually anything into surprisingly creamy ice cream. But now it can also give you swirlable soft serve. It has 6 dedicated programs for everything from frozen yogurt, frozen custard, to protein-packed treats. Scores extra high marks from reviewers because you're in control of every ingredient, so you can make it as healthy or as indulgent as you'd like. And we also just had to include the new slushy twist, which can now multitask. So you can make frozen margaritas on one side and lemonade slushies on the other. You're no longer locked into just one flavor. So if you're entertaining this summer, this is a must-get. Okay, next up, we've got the Cuisinart Frozen Yogurt Ice Cream and Sorbet Maker. If you're new to ice cream making and want a tried and true classic, you'd be hard-pressed to find anything better than this industry favorite. It's straightforward, affordable, and makes homemade frozen yogurt, sorbet, or ice cream incredibly fast. All you need to do is plan ahead and freeze the bowl, but after that, you just pour, press, and enjoy in about 20 minutes. It's really fast. We love that it doesn't overcomplicate the process and still makes top-notch frozen treats, and it's under $70. Okay, but if you're looking for something with no plugs, no batteries, no electricity, it's all about the Zoku Slush and Shake Maker. So if you need a frozen quick fix, this delivers on demand. It's so much fun. You freeze the inner core of the cup. I just keep mine in the freezer the whole time. You can pour in juice, lemonade, chocolate milk, your favorite drink, stir it like crazy. It takes about 7 minutes and it transforms into a slushy, smoothie, or milkshake, and it couldn't be easier for under $25. Okay, we're gonna move on to the Onyx stainless steel popsicle mold. These are incredible. You just fill them with fruit, yogurt, smoothies, juice, whatever you're going to use. And you've got a healthier frozen treat that parents can feel good about making and serving all summer long. And then next up, we've got Jenny's Pint Club subscription, because of course, if you'd rather skip all the work and go straight to scooping, we don't judge. This Jenny's Pint Club subscription is the ultimate indulgence. You can choose from a minimum of 4 pints every 3, 6, or 12 months. And as a subscriber, you'll get new or limited edition flavors before they're widely available. It's a really fun gift for all the ice cream lovers you know, or honestly, the easiest way to make sure your freezer is always stocked with a full treat. Coming up on GMA Life, we're celebrating 25 years of Legally Blonde.
Any pizza, any toppings, just $9.99, even stuffed crust. Absolute magic!
It only costs this much? Zion Market's prices are so reasonable.
Zion Market.
Streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
All right, let's go! Come on!
Super Bowl 61 is coming.
Let's go, let's go!
And everyone's going.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go. Because once the game starts,
Well, don't just stand there.
everything else stops.
Reporting from Rockland County, New York, I'm Ginger Z. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Welcome back to GMA Life. It has been 25 years since Legally Blonde was released. Will, do you happen to have a favorite line?
What? Like it's hard? Do you have one?
Well, you stole mine.
Okay, then I'll change mine. But then,
What's that?
GMA had the amazing chance to celebrate with a woman who played Elwood's Oscar winner, Reese Witherspoon. Take a look.
Reese, we always enjoy having you here. Thank you. And I'm serious. 25 years.
I know.
What do you think? Why does it still resonate with so many folks?
You know, I've thought a lot about it. I think this character at the time, in 2001 when it came out, she was all about optimism, positivity, but also she was an underdog. And I think everyone in life is always, there's not a person who goes through this world doesn't feel like, do I belong? Do I fit into this group? Do I deserve to succeed? And I think it really struck a chord with women. There's not a day that goes by in my life without somebody stopping me saying, I love you, Legally Blonde, or I went to law school because of Elle Woods, or I named my daughter Elle. And it's been a really huge defining part of my life. So I'm really honored to be here. This just touches my heart.
Yeah, I walk in the hallway, I see everybody in pink. I'm like, what's going on here? But you know, you had an event this weekend, L World.
Yeah.
L World event. A lot of your co-stars were there from the original cast. You had Victor Garber, you had Selma Blair, Jennifer Coolidge. What's it like for you to get back together with them and hang out a little bit?
You know what? It was such a beautiful moment that was unexpectedly emotional. I cried over and over because it just reminded me how much it had meant to people over time, and just traveling around the world and seeing what Paulette means. Like Jennifer Coolidge's character is so important to fans because this friendship between this girl and this nail technician. It just shows you women support each other across, you know, every part of life, you know, and the important thing is that we always surround ourselves with people who lift us up and cheer us on.
Amen to that.
Yes. Part of the celebration was also for a new show coming out in July that you're executive producing. It's called Elle, and this is a prequel. Can you tell us anything about it?
Yeah. So I went to my producing partner, Lauren Neustadter, and I said, you know, I had just watched that Wednesday Addams show on Netflix with my son, and I thought, what if we did Elle Woods in high school? And you see her origin story and how she became this ray of positivity and this very ambitious young girl. And it just became this beautiful script written by Laura Cottrell and Carolyn Dries about a mother-daughter. And it became sort of the story of Elle Woods and her mom and how her mom encourages her.
Oh, what a brilliant idea to do that. Well, as you said, we have some super fans here, and we're going to get to your questions in a moment. But there's somebody else. I think you might know who this is, who has a question.
Okay.
Hi, Reese. It's Luke Wilson. I'll never forget that first day at work when you walked around the corner and seeing that now iconic wardrobe and seeing that great walk you were doing. But the question I wanted to ask you was, how did you settle on that voice for the character of Elle? And did you practice it with your friends, or did you do it in front of the mirror alone, or how'd you figure that out? And was it based on anybody?
Good question.
I actually love this question.
Oh my God,
He's so precious.
Every time I see Luke, I want to start crying because he's so wonderful, and we had so much fun. But he was so inspiring to me too, because I came out with a big character voice and a big character walk, and I think I surprised a lot of people. But I wanted to make sure she sounded like she was from California. And so she drags her words a little bit. And I actually went around Beverly Hills and I watched women shop in shoe stores and saw how they held their nails and how they walked when they tried on pretty shoes. Women just act different when their nails are done.
True.
And when they have on a pretty shoe, you just walk differently.
That's so funny. It's
I
true.
developed it all by watching people shop in Beverly Hills.
Great question by Luke.
It's not that way looking at a man shop for shoes. I can tell you that. Nothing special about that at all. But we do have some special guests here in the studio who love you, and that's why they're here. And we're gonna take some questions from you. And first, Julia, I know you have a question for us.
Yes, hi Reese. I'm a big fan. I grew up watching Legally Blonde. There's so many amazing lines in the movie, and I was just curious, what's your favorite quote?
Oh gosh. There's so many moments I think about her sort of becoming empowered. One scene that I think is really emotional for me is when she looks at this boy who she followed to college and she says, I'm never going to be good enough for you, am I? And I think that's the turning moment for her to decide, I'm not going to focus on this romantic relationship. I'm going to focus on myself and my personal growth.
It's such a fun movie with so many great life lessons in it. It's so brilliant. And we have another super fan, Tia. Tell us what your question is.
Yes, hi Reese, I love you, I love the film. And I just wanted to know, are there any aspects of Elle Woods' personality that you took with you into your personal life?
Oh, thank you for asking that. I think this is another thing that I think people didn't know when I made the movie. I had a little girl. I had a 1-year-old when I made the film, and I was only 23. But it was a big deal for me to put ideas about being a woman I wanted her to aspire to be. So a woman who supports other women, a woman who doesn't judge people, a woman who keeps her eyes on her own paper and doesn't talk bad about people behind their backs. So there were all these important ideas that I wanted to have in the film, and I feel like they really they're there, and I think it's why women find it so inspiring, because I made it for my little girl.
And that's all for GMA Life.
Up next, all the top stories and latest news right here on ABC News Live, where the news never stops.
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you right back here next week.
The best part of waking up. Wake me up inside. Wake me up inside.
Hi, I'm calling to verify your Medicare number.
I'm not telling him anything.
Yes, hello?
If someone calls asking for your Medicare number, hang up. Learn more at medicare.gov/fraud.
That kind of getting to where you need to be, that's what I hope to build in the community, and it's so needed.
I'm Micah Josh in New York. Let's get right to breaking news. The Pentagon says 2 U.S. service members are dead and a third is missing after Iranian attacks in Jordan. It comes as the U.S. and Iran continue to trade attacks, and in a new message today, Iran's supreme leader is vowing, quote, unforgettable lessons for the U.S. as Tehran suspends its commitments in the peace deal with the U.S. Let's bring in ABC's Stephen Portnoy, along with ABC News contributor and former CIA senior operations officer Daryl Blocker for more. Stephen, I want to start with you. What more do we know about these U.S. service members? 16 American troops have now died since the start of this war.
This is a major escalation, Ike. The first U.S. combat deaths in the Iran war since its earliest weeks. U.S. Central Command has a statement in which it says 2 U.S. service members were killed in Jordan as the U.S. defended against Iranian ballistic missiles and drones. The statement says a third service member is said to be missing in action, and 4 more service members were so badly wounded in yesterday's attacks that they had to be medically evacuated to hospitals, but they have since been discharged. In total, some 427 U.S. service members have been wounded, and 16 have now lost their lives in the Iran war.
Daryl, what kind of impact do you see this escalation having on the war moving forward?
Well, I think our partners in the region, whether they're in Jordan or whether in Bahrain or the other countries that Iran is attacking, are now going to realize that it's not going to go away, that Iran needs to be responsible in its actions and not target civilians. Of course, these are not civilians, but still, civilians support all of our presence abroad, and hopefully no civilians were lost in this action.
And Daryl, what could this mean for more U.S. troops in the region?
I wouldn't think that they would increase the number of troops, of course, other than replacing the personnel that were just lost. But I don't see a grand influx of troops into Jordan, perhaps closer into where Iran is or on ships abroad. But I don't think this should increase numbers.
And Stephen, can you take us through these latest strikes in the Middle East and what we're hearing from Iran?
Well, today, Iran's new supreme leader put out a social media message warning of what he called unforgettable lessons for America. Iran's deputy foreign minister said today his country has suspended its commitments under the memorandum of understanding that President Trump signed last month. In the past couple of days, Iran has been targeting civilian infrastructure in Kuwait. The Iranians have struck water and power plants in Kuwait, and an Iranian general said the other day that his country might move from what he called a phase of retaliation to the offensive phase of the war. Today, Kuwait's state-run oil company said one of its facilities was hit. Here in Washington, the White House said this week that Iran was still talking to the U.S., but 10 days now after the president declared the ceasefire over, there is no sign that the two sides are heading back to the table for talks. And now, with the fighting substantially increasing, 2 more Americans have been killed.
All right, Stephen Portnoy and Daryl Blocker, thank you for that analysis. Now to the weather. Nearly 100 million Americans in the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic are on alert for severe storms, as many parts of the East are still dealing with widespread smoke from Canadian wildfires. You can barely see MetLife Stadium there in East Rutherford, New Jersey. That's the site of tomorrow's World Cup final between Spain and Argentina. And heading down the New Jersey Turnpike, take a look at this. You can see the haze hanging over Philadelphia International Airport. Our Morgan Norwood has the latest.
Smoke from the Canadian wildfires continue to spread from the nation's capital, touching Boston and Buffalo.
It's just gotten so bad.
Washington's skyline blurred behind a thick haze. Tourists masking up.
I think they're struggling, and that's why I'm sitting here. I'm sure it's affecting everybody's physical activity, no doubt.
In Chicago, this time-lapse video capturing the moments the smoke drifted into the Windy City.
It's terrible, and I feel like you go inside and you can still smell it. The coughing is just terrible.
And experts say this isn't just whistle. As the nearly 900 wildfires grow in Canada, the fires torching cars and homes, sending harmful particles pouring into the air. Some even likening days of exposure to smoking several cigarettes per day.
It's burning anything in its path, so there's a lot of other things being discharged into the air.
The health impact already showing up in emergency rooms.
So they're feeling really short of breath, heavy on the chest, and they can't breathe.
The Cleveland Clinic reporting a 10% increase in patients seeking care for smoke-related breathing problems.
They do talk about what it can do, those particles that are in the air, and so we have to be careful.
In New York City, the National Guard handing out masks at major transit hubs, including Grand Central and Penn stations.
A little bit scary, a little dangerous. I didn't know the smoke has come so far from Canada.
Air quality and smoke disrupting sports. The Guardians postponing last night's game against the Pirates. The Brewers offering fans ticket exchanges. The Phillies and Mets moving up their start time to try to beat the worst of the smoke. And a concern over tomorrow's World Cup final match in New Jersey. The stadium sitting in smoke now for days. FIFA monitoring the air quality forecast before kickoff.
And here in the Northeast, rain is expected to clear the air before tomorrow's World Cup final, but at least a dozen states still dealing with that toxic air throughout the rest of the weekend.
All right, Morgan Norwood, thank you. And let's bring in meteorologist Leslie Lopez. Now, Leslie, are these storms going to clear out some of that smoke?
Oh, thankfully, yes. At least it'll really affect the particulate pollution that's in the air, bring it back down to the surface. So it's really going to scour the area with nice rain that will really enhance the opportunity for some clearing. But this is what it looked like this morning in New York City, still very hazy. And as we're getting out towards, it looks like the dangerous air quality forecast, you're still seeing it out towards the Midwest, upper Great Lakes, heading out towards the Northeast, even into the Mid-Atlantic. You're seeing some very poor to hazardous air quality in these regions. I want to take you to the severe weather that we're dealing with. You're going to notice that most of it's trekking up towards New England, getting down into the Carolinas as well. This is a 3 out of 5 threat level for areas closer towards Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, heading out to Cleveland, even Pittsburgh's in there, and all the way up to Syracuse. This is where we could see the possibility of damaging wind, tornadoes, and flash flooding in these areas. So this is continuing through today. The rain is very intense and very heavy, and outside of that orange is our yellow, so that's a 2 out of 5 risk, and we're going to continue with that, not only in the way of windy weather, but also flooding. Flood watches right now are in areas of Pennsylvania, all the way out towards Philadelphia and New York City, along with New Jersey, and then we head you into